Living Sky Farms is a grain farm and flour mill. We also homestead on the side. You could call us garden farmers, whereby we are growing for the purpose of producing food. The business started in 2020, and at that time we were homesteading, but we were not grain farming on our own. So when we first started, we were in partnership with my dad and my brother's family business, and so we were simply utilizing the grain from their operation. When my husband and I got married and started having kids and we started pursuing whole foods, there was an opportunity in the succession planning with our family farm, which is what drew us to move back out to the farm and get involved. However, it didn't take long for us to realize that we wanted to farm differently, and so my husband and I are now farming regeneratively, kind of in partnership as we share some of the assets like equipment with my family farm. Whole grains are, I think, an underrated aspect of our human nutrition. So many of our foods have been stripped of a lot of those digestive enzymes and beneficial nutrients for the purpose of shelf stability. And I think that so many of us are having issues digesting foods or being able to use the nutrients in the foods that we've got because they're synthetic additions. So when you start consuming whole grain flour, you get a whole plethora of nutrients that you wouldn't otherwise get, as well as flavor. Each different grain has its own unique flavor profile that you can then play with in your breads as well. So the mill that we use in our operation is a beautiful stone mill that we've imported from Austria. The stone is very effective in retaining a lot of the nutrients. Stone grinding has been around since the beginning of time. So it prevents the heating of the flour, which is what retains a lot of the nutrients, keeping it fresh. And then we also have recently invested in the addition of a sifting piece of equipment so that we can now sift the flour as well. Our flour is different because we don't add anything. We have no synthetic vitamins. Basically, we farm the kernel and the kernel goes into the mill and that is what comes out. So you get the full benefit of fresh whole grain flour, nothing added, nothing taken away. Our operation is currently run just by my husband and I and our kids. Very personal operation, very close to home. Our kids love helping out on the farm. They are very much involved with kind of everything that's going on here. One of my children is very much invested in the animals aspect of our farm and our operation. Another one of my children is very much invested in grain farming. If there is a piece of equipment, he will be on it. And then the third one is very much involved in baking and everything in the kitchen. So it's been fun to watch each of them kind of develop their niche within everything that we're doing. We do have 3 staff members who are helping us with the admin work, milling flour and packaging orders, as well as some of the distribution with deliveries and whatnot. We are now heading into year 3 of being our own farmers. You can find out more about Living Sky Farms on our website, livingskyfarms.ca. We've got a couple of local drop points where we deliver to Saskatchewan and Melfort and Prince Albert. We do have a few retailers across Canada as well. Right now we're kind of working on building out some bread making classes with whole grains specifically. So really just taking my experience over the last 10 years of baking with whole grains and being able to show people how to get big, beautiful, fluffy loaves and how to maximize all the different grains. We are also working to offer some on-farm tours to be able to experience a lot of our homestead, a lot of the farming opportunity. Again, just really closing that gap between farm to fork so that people can learn and understand all the different aspects of where their food comes from.
If you have program ideas you'd like to see on MaxTV Local, let us know at SaskTel.com/local.